Yeah, I want to point to the geometries here. You see these three pieces like that? They kind of fan out. 1, 2, 3, and then we got these pieces, kind of like this little guy here, this little guy here. That these here, this is seeming very deliberately placed in there. This is seeming very deliberately placed in there. So we're seeing, and obviously just continuing to see these chordings. It's not coincidental, and you got to look at the probable cause here is very strange. See, even this little piece is placed there. This little guy was, I think, it's just like very conveniently placed there. So we're dealing with like a Nephilim burrow. And I have other video where one is forming, and the formations of the accumulations of these things, those are Nephilim burrows. So I can go through what we're talking about, and I can show you. There's so many of these. But here, this one is pretty particular. Even this little shim. And what's this little shim in there? It's heavy. It's right here. I'll move that one. Anything under there? The shim fell out. But that was like a shim. It looked like a shim. Kind of jammed in there. So we'll see if we can they can reprocess their thing here. We got more cord tying. There's leaves blowing here. Here's this piece. Look at that shim. Is that another one? Yeah, I think. Let's see. That looks like a shim. This is a shim. This is a shim. They're like a shims. Do you see that? So you have a Nephilim assemblage, and I have a lot I can just talk about. I'm gonna bring that up later because it's a little too. See, that was definitely a small little piece. Just seems so, poignantly placed because of the stone that's here. We can see some kind of debris here. There's a rock, there's a little cloth right here. There's a little cloth right here. Some more. We'll get to it. So we got some more of this quartz right here. And there's one down here, but see that the cord is looped around a piece. No, it's not. This is just the end over. But look, it's not. And this one looks like it's looped. Is it? No, it's not. It is, maybe, perhaps. Some debris here. That's our little ball I think I had before. So pull this down. It's tight. It's tight. I'm not gonna pull it. I'm gonna take it off slowly. I got some more stuff going on over here. Okay, way too slow. I'm moving awfully slow here. I want to get this on. Some cloth. This is a little piece of cloth. See, the animals could be pulling things in like that because that's building a nest. But so we got something under here. But I'm gonna check that out in a second. Here's a little flap that was in there. Ooh, I'll pull this one. I got stuff in there, but we'll get to it. So we don't want to move too fast because I don't want to miss anything. Because like even those shims, you see that's like little shims. It looks to me. We'll figure it out. Let's see what's going on. I can't really. This is kind of anchored down. It's tied up somewhere. Oh, there you go. Just a bunch of debris. But again, most people just be very dismissive of anything. But I'm telling you for a fact, that's just not the case. It's definitely some peculiarities. It's gonna be difficult to get anything else off here. I'll have to go and do a more process excavation. I can't really get to it. This stuff on the left is kind of gonna impede me, so I'm gonna try to get some of this on the left off. So I want to point out that like there's some cloth over here, but it's not quite knotted up. It is, but not fully. There's little collections of it. So it's in the process, I would say, of being knotted up, but it's not knotted up. And so I would say it's like an effigy temple of the jinn. So we have like a vril. Look at this massive stuff in there. I don't know if this is some like a fibers, like a synthetic fiber that's just got bundled up in there. For an animal to pull that in there, it'd be kind of difficult though, since that was, look how, whatever that was, I'm not close to what it is yet. I'm almost there, but think about like the Morlocks and what goes on, like who knows, but it's all this strangeness that we see, you know, here. It's like an effigy temple of the jinn, something like that, and I have a lot more to say about it, but you know, at least I think we've gotten to a point where we see that this tying is completely enmeshed in this whole thing. So this thing is probably just underneath that pile, because this is going to be a while to get to it. But so you look at also the adjacent debris and stuff. We got like heavy cables, these cables, and I have more to say about that. Conduits, pipes, and you see this biomechanical information block with you know, kind of like in the formation of a reconstruction, containment, you know, something like that. I don't know if people understand my point, but it's going to take a lot more time to get to the bottom of this debris pile. But I don't think we're going to discover anything more than we've already have. But maybe there's something buried under here too. I was thinking that cord thing was tied to like something that might have been under the ground, but it seems to be it's just like kind of like all mixed in here. Tied up pieces that are just tied up to stuff, and like I said, the dating of that's the anomalous. Who, like, if this was stacked together, pretty old, right? But then it would have had to have been stacked together with those things tied up to it, and that's too weird. It's just like, you know, someone tied up hundreds of things to varied pieces that later got stacked together. That's a little strange. Like, you think that the stacking would have been like the commercial operators doing whatever they're doing, clearing the stuff, but that this has a bunch of tied knots to it. That to me is where we have intermediation of anomaly, if you understand my point, and of data structures and time manipulation, effigy recreation, and containment, or you kind of see my point. I hope, I would believe. I'll try to clarify it later if it's not clear.